news out today. You know, for all the talk we talk about Biden and what's going on at the border, and trying to turn us into a third world country, and he's doing an effective job of it at the border, but he's also doing an effective job of it of making us a poor country by his domestic policies alone. So there's new data out today from the Social Security Administration. I don't know if you guys saw this, just released national wage statistics for 2022 for last year. And the figures do not paint a pretty picture at all, particularly when you look at median wage earners. You know what median wage earners in the United States brought home last year? Just $40,847, I think it was last year. $40,847. That breaks down to basically like $3,400 a month before taxes. Now you think about living in the middle class in this country, a middle class lifestyle in America today on $3,400 a month before taxes. I mean, that is just unbelievable. So when you talk about what people are up against, working multiple jobs in this country, what they're dealing with as we head into this election season, when you think about think about house pricing, think about rentals. The average renting of a home right now is about $1,978 a month. Actually owning a home at this point is about the most unaffordable it's been since I think about the mid 80s. So these numbers I saw today were just unbelievable. You think about bringing home $3,400 a month that people are struggling to do. I mean, I don't know how people can survive, Rick.
Well, that's because they have to go get a second job, which is why, you know, they make all these claims. Oh, Americans they're making more money than before. Well, they have to make more money because the money that they're making now isn't able to keep them in the economy because the economy, the inflation is killing everybody. So, yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, now look at all the job numbers. Well, yeah, those are second jobs. That's another thing they don't like to point out, is that a lot of these jobs are part-time jobs and second jobs for most people.
And if you're grossing a little over $40,000, you're not even bringing home $3,400 a month. After taxes, you're bringing home probably, what, $2,700, $2,800?
I think they include in that number underage employees under 21 years of age or 18 years of age. It's like 50-something thousand when but even that, it's nothing. You know, that's really
but when you
nothing.
go back to the Trump years of 17, 18, 19, median worker wages were in the $60,000 range. So you're talking about a lot of lost ground for so-called Bidenomics that we keep hearing Joe Biden touting all over the place as he gives these speeches. I mean, I know he wants to tell us a hot dog went down 4 cents or Thanksgiving was the 4th cheapest on record. But when you think about this administration, federal overspending, it's driven the federal debt to wartime levels. He's got the Green Utopia plan, these mandates. You think about electricity, fuel, heat, other costs, all sky high, inflation from all the overspending for wars, for bureaucrats, for handouts. I mean, you think about real estate's driven sky high, medical care sky high, other services sky high. It's all at insane levels, David.
I think wages are down 20-something months in a row when adjusted for inflation in the United States. And I think it's down from 41 or 42,000 in 2021 to now, to that 40,000 number.
Yeah, I mean, the financial woes that everyone is feeling right now, I mean, things have become unbearably expensive. And wages have fallen, inflation's up, job availability has fallen. Consumers have maxed out credit cards. You know, you look at the spending they're doing, they're saying, oh, how great the spending so far for the holidays is.
Yeah.
Well, people are using pay now, pay later, credit cards. They're putting it on all these kind of things where, you know, you got to pay it at some point, you would think.
Yeah, at some point that bill's going to come due. And we already saw record defaults last year, according to credit card companies, people missing payments. So you can imagine what January is going to have in store.
And we're over $1 trillion now in credit card debt.
Yeah, it's hard to see how a recession isn't coming with the Federal Reserve with rates at 5.5 and keeping higher for longer, and they've stopped the money printing. I mean, the numbers are unbelievable. I mean, and you think about this is from I just don't see how it gets any better. And this is what we're talking about as we head into 24. These are the things that are on people's minds, besides the multitude of things that Biden faces. I mean, there's a lot of things we talk about, but when it comes right down to it, it all comes back to the pocketbook in my mind, as we get, especially if you start to see, joblessness claims go up. You start to see the unemployment number start to tick up. You see inflation possibly tick back up. I mean, people are already suffering with higher prices for everything. So, I mean, I just thought those numbers, when you look at the lost ground, the American worker for Biden, our middle up and bottom up and all this crap we hear from them all the time. I mean, it's just, everything is just the total opposite.